The most dangerous threat in the rookie Season 8 doesn't come with sirens or gunfire. It shows up after the door closes, when the uniform comes off, and the silence lasts just a little too long. You're watching Epic Screen Review. Season 8 makes a bold choice. Instead of pushing Lieutenant Wade Gray into another external crisis, it turns the spotlight inward. And that's where things get uncomfortable. For years, Gray has been the anchor, the steady presence when chaos hits, the leader who never raises his voice because he never has to. When everything falls apart, Gray is the one people look to for stability. But this season asks a harder question. What happens when the person holding everything together starts coming undone quietly? The threat this time isn't on the streets of Los Angeles. It's in the space between moments, in the conversations that don't happen, in the exhaustion that doesn't get named. There's no big scandal here. No explosive betrayal. Just the slow realization that two people can be loyal, committed, and still drift apart without meaning to. And that's what makes it sting. Season 8 leans into restraint. It trusts the audience to feel the weight of small things. A dinner that goes cold. A late shift that turns into another missed connection. Pause before answering a simple question. These moments don't shout. They accumulate. And suddenly Gray's greatest strength, his ability to compartmentalize, becomes the very thing working against him. He knows how to command a room. He knows how to control a crisis. But at home, control isn't what's needed. Fans are already picking up on the larger theme. This season isn't about protecting the city. It's about what happens when protectors stop checking in with themselves. Gray can talk a rookie through their worst day on the job. But when it comes to his marriage, listening requires a kind of vulnerability he's never trained for. Expect fewer explosive action beats and more emotionally loaded stillness. Scenes that don't resolve cleanly. Advice Gray gives others that echoes back at him later. And a man learning slowly that leadership isn't just about strength. It's about presence. This isn't a downfall arc. It's a growth one. Because sometimes the hardest thing isn't making the call under pressure. It's staying when there's no badge, no command, and nowhere to hide. Stick with Epic Screen Review for stories that understand silence can be just as powerful as action. Because when duty and love collide, the toughest decision isn't made over the radio.